guys, Marty Schwartz here with Marty Music. This is another episode of Riff Theory, and I want to show you this major arpeggio. It already sounds great, that the Beatles and Hendrix use the same way, and a bunch of other classics as well. So Riff Theory, take classic riffs and break down the theory of them so we can kind of analyze what makes them so cool, but also so that we can implement them into our own playing. So let me know in the comments other classic riffs you'd like to see me break down, and let's get into this major arpeggio right now. All right, so I Dig a Pony and Manic Depression use this major arpeggio technique. It's in a lot of other songs. This is gonna be really cool, thing that you can use a lot of different ways. And you can also just think of it as substituting it for a major chord. So instead of playing a major chord, you could play a little riff for each chord. And that's what's going on. So, Dig a Pony. Manic Depression, the main part. Okay, so both of those are using the exact same technique. I Dig a Pony, bo-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba. It's the chords G, ba-da-da-da-da-da, D, and so I'm playing the same chord shape that these arpeggios are coming from. G, D, and A. And so the major arpeggio, an arpeggio, you're playing the notes of a chord individually. So a G major arpeggio, the notes of G major are G, B, and D. Well, that B note is also here. And that D note is still right there. So instead of going, which is a valid choice, you can play it this way. And so you're also hearing this nice little tasty slide from the 2 up to the 3. Now the Motown song My Girl uses this, but it hits the 2 as part of it. But Manic Depression and Dig a Pony just slide straight from that 2. But either way, it's a major arpeggio. So you go 3, 5, quickly slid to 7. And then that 5th is right there. On the 5th fret A string, and then you can climb up this little pentatonic box. And so that, instead of a G chord, that's always there. And so it's just, using that little box there for each chord. So it's G, right passing to the D, which use the exact, if you find the root on the E string or the A string, the arpeggio is the same. So for D major, it'd be like this. All little boxes, you know, all whole steps. And then A, normally I would do it with open, which is still there. But in the intro and earlier, I'm showing it on the E string root because it's that same technique. And also, anytime you want it, only happens on the A chord in the Beatles song. You have this little passing tone, blues note, major blues note, that you don't have to use, but you can use it, and they use it just on the A chord. So it would either be 2, 3, 4, or just 3, 4. So if I use that blues note for all the chords on that, just adds a little country blues vibe to it as opposed to Okay, so now let's look at that manic depression thing. You know, the chords are, so A, G, D, A. So he doesn't go, manic depression, capture my soul. He doesn't do that. He goes, but nonetheless, it's that exact same technique, even in the same key. So it goes, and then it doesn't go higher up that little run. Doesn't do that. It goes. And then no arpeggio for the D. It just does a little cool chromatic run, or just chromatic. And then the one chord, it's not doing an arpeggio, it's doing like a blues vamp, whether with. Okay, so the other section, those are still the exact same technique. E major, because you're starting with the open E. It's open, then 2 slid to 4. And then 2 on the A string. And then the G major, same technique from the 3rd fret. And then this is just riffage. But then goes back to the arpeggios. So let's just take some progression that doesn't use this technique, but use it. So let's do like C major, G, A minor, F. So C major. And so here's how you can do it with minor, even though we didn't do it in the 2 examples I talked about. It's the same technique, but instead of, like if I played G major, for instance, or, yeah. you think of it that way. If I'm playing minor, like A minor, I'm going to play that same little technique, but I start on the root and then go to the minor third right here. So A minor would be the 5th fret E, 3rd fret A, but still that same little run. It's just like flipped a little bit. So let's see, C major to G major, A minor, F, C major, G major, A minor, F. And so the more you get used to it, the more you can start to substitute chords sometimes for cool little riffs like that. So good luck. All right, hopefully you can use that, in your own way and have some fun with it. I love those 2 songs as well. Thanks for supporting. Other riffs you'd like to see in Riff Theory, let me know in the comments below. Of course, I love, all that extra support, like subscribing to the channel. I've got free courses at martymusic.com for you to check out as well that will help you. So thank you for all that extra support, and hope to see you again.